I'm delighted to be here, glad that all of you have come. I will try to talk as little as possible so that you can ask as many questions as you want. I am now starting my 5th year in the Senate. Needless to say, this is not a Washington, I think, that any of us had expected. And the tools now available to a Democratic senator from Massachusetts have changed pretty dramatically. When I came into office, Democrats were in the majority in the Senate, and of course we had the White House to threaten veto on anything that might happen. Now, obviously, Republicans are in control of the House, in control of the Senate, and in control of the White House. So the tools have changed. What's available in order to advance an agenda or fight defensively has changed. But what I'm really fighting for and what I'm really working on is pretty much what drew me into the race to begin with and what I started fighting for the first day that I showed up in the United States Senate. I put that in some specifics right now. It's, for me, about the economics of working families, middle-class families, working-class families, the poor that want to be working-class families and middle-class families. Just how it is that we make that more possible. I think this is one of the core functions that government can play, is creating a better structure for more opportunities. We've done that in the past, long past. We've turned away from that, and I want us to turn back toward it. Right now, probably the three biggest issues I've mentioned around this. One would be around health care. I hope we get a chance to talk about this with the health care debates. If we don't have essentially universal coverage on health care, and meaningful coverage on health care coverage that includes coverage for substance abuse problems and mental health issues, then millions of our people would just lose any possibility to build a secure future. Education, the cost of college is through the roof. Student loans, the government is still making a profit off the backs of kids who have to borrow money to go to school, and the for-profit colleges continue to get their claws into tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who are just trying to get an education. So I think that creates a whole set of just huge issues, and that both of those affect us profoundly here in the Commonwealth. And the third one is about building infrastructure, making the investments so that you've got a place that businesses can come to, they can flourish, they can create more jobs. It's that government doesn't create the jobs, but government can help create the conditions that make it more likely that the investments will occur, that the jobs will happen, and they will happen here, and they will be the jobs we want. So those are the things I work on in Washington. They're all in different forms. They are very much current issues in Washington. Probably the overlay issue, in addition to those three, is the relationship between the Trump administration and Russia. And that's an ongoing investigation for which it seems every few days we find another connection that raises serious concerns. So that's kind of how I would describe what's going on in Washington. Why don't I stop